Over 150 million Americans are waking up to a winter nightmare that meteorologists did not see coming. Right now, as you watch this, a historic ice storm is expanding across the southern United States with accumulations that have doubled, tripled, even quadrupled overnight. We are talking about ice so thick it is snapping power lines like toothpicks, and snow so heavy that highways are turning into parking lots. But here is what nobody is telling you. The numbers you have been hearing all week, they are wrong. Computer models just updated 30 minutes ago, and what they are showing is absolutely terrifying. States of emergency are being declared right now in Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. 9 states and counting. Stay with me for the next 30 seconds because I am about to show you the exact moment this storm explodes in size, and if your state is in the danger zone, you need to know right now. This is not just another winter storm. Ice accumulation has jumped from a quarter inch to over 1 full inch in some areas. That is 4 times worse than yesterday's forecast. And we are seeing something that has not happened in decades. A polar vortex is dropping south with temperatures plunging to 30 degrees below zero. Wind chills approaching negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit tomorrow morning. That is colder than Antarctica right now. Here is your first reward for watching. I am about to give you state-by-state breakdowns for 30 major states, but first you need to understand the timeline because this storm has 2 waves, not 1. And the second wave is going to be twice as powerful as the first. The storm is hitting right now. As I speak, freezing rain is coating highways across Oklahoma. Schools are closed. The University of Oklahoma in Norman just shut down this afternoon because ice is already accumulating. Oklahoma City is getting hammered. Tulsa is next. By midnight tonight, Little Rock, Arkansas will be in the danger zone. But wait, it gets worse. By sunrise tomorrow, Saturday morning, Memphis, Tennessee will see heavy freezing rain. Nashville is going to wake up to snow and ice. And then the second wave hits. This is the one that is going to dump 2 feet of snow in some locations. Snowfall rates of 3 inches per hour. That means in the time it takes you to watch a movie, 6 to 9 inches of snow will pile up outside. Let me paint you a picture of what is coming. Kansas is about to get buried. Southeastern Kansas near the Oklahoma border, 12 to 15 inches of snow. Wichita could see over a foot. Oklahoma, specifically Tulsa and Enid, you are looking at 12 to 15 inches as well. That is historic for this region. Missouri, you are in the crosshairs. St. Louis expects 6 to 7 inches of snow starting Saturday. Springfield, you are on the edge of 8 to 10 inches. Kansas City on the northern fringe, maybe 1 to 2 inches, but ice is your bigger concern. 1/4 to 1/2 an inch of ice accumulation across the metro area. Arkansas, this is your wake-up call. Little Rock is facing 5 to 6 inches of snow, but the ice is what is going to cripple you. Over 1 inch of ice accumulation is forecast. Power lines will snap. Trees will come down. You could be without power for a week. Fort Smith is right on the edge. 8 to 10 inches of snow possible. Texas, listen carefully. Dallas-Fort Worth, you are looking at 1 to 4 inches of snow, but ice is the real threat. 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice. The Texas Panhandle near Amarillo, you are getting heavy snow bands, possibly 8 to 12 inches. Waco, you are in the ice zone, 1/2 an inch or more. Now let me tell you something that is going to blow your mind. This storm is so massive, it is going to hit 30 states. Yes, 30. I am going to give you the breakdown for every single one, but first you need to understand why this is so dangerous. The ice belt stretches from Texas to Virginia. That is 1,200 miles of potential devastation. 1/4 inch of ice can snap tree branches. 1/2 an inch will bring down power lines. 1 full inch, which is forecast for parts of the Mississippi River Valley, will cause catastrophic infrastructure damage. We are talking power outages lasting a week or longer. Tennessee, you are about to face a double threat. Nashville, 1 to 4 inches of snow, but with significant icing underneath. Memphis, you are in the bullseye for ice. Over 1 inch of ice accumulation. That is enough to shut down the city for days. Knoxville, on the eastern side, expect snow mixing with freezing rain, 3 to 6 inches of snow with a quarter inch of ice on top. Kentucky is next. Louisville, you are looking at 12 to 15 inches of snow from this storm. That is not a typo. 12 to 15 inches. Lexington, similar numbers. 10 to 14 inches. This is a crippling snowstorm for the Bluegrass State. Paducah in western Kentucky, 6 to 8 inches with ice accumulation on top. Let me stop right here and ask you a question. Have you ever seen 2 feet of snow in your backyard? Because some of you watching this right now are about to experience exactly that. And I am going to tell you where in just a moment. But first, drop a comment below telling me what state and city you are watching from, because the forecast is different for every location, and I want to make sure you get the exact numbers for your area. Comment your location right now, and I will give you personalized updates. Ohio is about to get hammered. Cincinnati, 12 to 15 inches of snow. Columbus, 10 to 12 inches. Cleveland on the northern edge, 4 to 6 inches. This is a major winter storm for the entire state. Toledo, expect 3 to 5 inches. Daytime Saturday, snow begins. By Sunday morning, you will be buried. Indiana, you are in the danger zone too. Indianapolis, 8 to 12 inches of snow. Fort Wayne, 6 to 8 inches. Evansville in southern Indiana, this is interesting. You are on the snow ice line. Could see 6 inches of snow with a quarter inch of ice. Very dangerous combination. Illinois, here is your forecast. Chicago, you are on the fringe. 1 to 3 inches of snow, not a major event for you. But southern Illinois, you are not so lucky. Springfield, 6 to 8 inches. Carbondale, 4 to 6 inches with ice accumulation. The farther south you go, the worse it gets. Michigan, Detroit, you are looking at 1 to 2 inches of snow. Not a big deal for you. Grand Rapids, similar story, 2 to 3 inches. Lansing, 1 to 2 inches. You are on the northern edge of this system, so you are getting off easy. Wisconsin, same story. Milwaukee, maybe an inch of snow. Madison, trace amounts. Green Bay, you might not see anything at all. The storm is staying south of you, Minnesota. You are clear. No snow from this system. But here is the catch. That polar vortex I mentioned earlier, it is coming for you. Minneapolis, temperatures drop to negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit with wind chills hitting negative 50. That is life-threatening cold. Iowa, you are in an interesting spot. Des Moines, 2 to 4 inches of snow. Cedar Rapids, 3 to 5 inches. Not a massive storm for you, but enough to cause travel problems Saturday into Sunday. Now let me tell you about the East Coast, because this is where things get absolutely insane. We could be looking at historic snowfall. 2 feet of snow in some locations. Yes, 2 full feet. Pennsylvania is about to get crushed. Philadelphia, I am forecasting 12 to 18 inches of snow. Pittsburgh, 10 to 14 inches. Harrisburg, 14 to 18 inches. This is a major, major winter storm. Snowfall rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour on Sunday. Roads will be impassable. Airports will shut down. New Jersey, you are next. Newark, 12 to 16 inches of snow. Trenton, 14 to 18 inches. Atlantic City on the coast, 8 to 12 inches with a quarter inch of ice mixing in. This is going to be one of the biggest snowstorms in years for the Garden State. New York, the Big Apple, is about to get buried. New York City, 10 to 14 inches of snow. Long Island, this is where it gets crazy. 18 to 24 inches possible. Yes, 2 feet of snow on Long Island. That would make this a historic blizzard. Buffalo in upstate New York, you are too far north, maybe 2 to 4 inches. Syracuse, 4 to 6 inches. Albany, 6 to 10 inches. Connecticut is in the danger zone. Hartford, 12 to 16 inches of snow. New Haven, 10 to 14 inches. This is a crippling snowstorm for Connecticut. Bridgeport, 8 to 12 inches. Rhode Island, small state, big snow. Providence, 10 to 14 inches. This is a major event for you. Massachusetts, Boston, you are looking at 8 to 12 inches of snow with a possible mix of freezing rain at the end. Cape Cod, 6 to 10 inches with ice accumulation. Worcester and Central Mass, 12 to 16 inches. Springfield, 10 to 14 inches. Vermont and New Hampshire, you are getting significant snow too. Burlington, Vermont, 12 to 15 inches. Manchester, New Hampshire, 12 to 15 inches. Concord, 10 to 14 inches. This is a classic nor'easter setup for New England. Maine, Portland, you are looking at 8 to 12 inches. Bangor, 6 to 10 inches. Not the worst of the storm, but still significant. Now let me shift south because this is where the ice becomes absolutely catastrophic. Virginia is about to face a nightmare scenario. Richmond, 4 to 8 inches of snow with a quarter inch of ice. Roanoke, this is bad. 1 to 3 inches of snow, but over half an inch of ice. Power outages will be widespread and long-lasting. Norfolk on the coast, 2 to 4 inches of snow with light ice accumulation. Northern Virginia near D.C., 6 to 10 inches of snow with ice mixing in. Washington, D.C., you are on the line, 6 to 8 inches of snow with a quarter inch of ice accumulation. Sunday, travel will be very difficult. Maryland, Baltimore, 8 to 12 inches of snow. Annapolis, 6 to 10 inches. Western Maryland, 4 to 8 inches with ice. Delaware, Wilmington, 10 to 14 inches of snow. Dover, 8 to 12 inches. This is a significant winter storm for the first state. West Virginia is getting hammered. Charleston, 6 to 10 inches of snow with ice accumulation underneath. Morgantown, 8 to 12 inches. This is dangerous. Multi-day event for West Virginia. North Carolina, this is where ice becomes the main story. Charlotte, 1 to 3 inches of snow, but a quarter to half inch of ice. That is enough to shut down the city. Raleigh, 2 to 4 inches of snow with ice. Greensboro, 3 to 6 inches of snow. Western North Carolina near Asheville. This breaks my heart to tell you. Half an inch to 1 inch of ice accumulation. This is the same area devastated by Hurricane Helene 2 years ago. Power outages could last over a week. South Carolina, you are not spared. Greenville, 1 to 2 inches of snow with a quarter inch of ice. Columbia, trace snow, but ice accumulation possible. Charleston on the coast, you might dodge the worst of it, but rain will be heavy. Georgia, Atlanta, this is your forecast. 1 to 2 inches of snow possible Saturday into Sunday with ice accumulation. A quarter inch of ice in the metro area. Power outages are likely. Macon, mostly rain with some ice. Savannah, heavy rain, low risk of ice. Alabama is on the southern edge. Birmingham, mostly rain with a brief period of freezing rain possible Saturday morning. Huntsville in northern Alabama, 1 to 3 inches of snow with ice. Montgomery, rain only. Mississippi, Jackson, rain with a brief period of freezing rain early Saturday. Tupelo in northern Mississippi, 1 to 3 inches of snow with ice possible. Biloxi on the coast, heavy rain only. Louisiana, you are mostly rain. New Orleans, heavy rain Saturday into Sunday with a risk of severe thunderstorms. Shreveport in northern Louisiana, freezing rain possible early Saturday, then turning to rain. Now here is what you have been waiting for. At exactly minute 5, I promised I would tell you the most critical information. Here it is. The second wave of this storm hits Saturday night into Sunday. This is when snowfall rates will be the most intense. 3 inches per hour. That is 1 inch every 20 minutes. If you are in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or New York, you will wake up Sunday morning to a completely different world. But the ice is what is going to cause the most damage. Power outages are forecast from Dallas all the way to Virginia. That is over 1,000 miles of potential blackouts. Some areas could be without power for a week or more. Wind chills are going to drop to negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit in parts of the northern plains Sunday and Monday. That is so cold, exposed skin freezes in under 5 minutes. Frostbite is almost immediate. This is life-threatening cold. Let me tell you something most forecasters are not talking about. The cold air is going to stick around. Even after the snow stops Sunday night, temperatures will remain below freezing for days. That means roads will stay icy. Power crews will struggle to make repairs in dangerous freezing conditions. This is not a one-day event. This is a week-long catastrophe for millions of Americans. Here is what you need to do right now. If you are in the path of this storm, prepare immediately. Get groceries today, fill up your gas tank, charge all your devices, get batteries, get flashlights. If you have a generator, make sure it is ready to go. Do not wait until tomorrow. By then, it will be too late. If you lose power, know how to stay warm safely. Never use a gas stove or oven to heat your home. Carbon monoxide poisoning kills people every winter. Have blankets, layer your clothing, stay in one room to conserve heat. Travel is going to be extremely dangerous. If you do not have to drive, do not. Icy roads are invisible killers. Black ice forms when temperatures hover right around freezing. You cannot see it. You cannot feel it until you are already sliding. Now let me tell you the states that are going to be hardest hit overall. Number 1, Pennsylvania. Historic snowfall possible, 12 to 24 inches in spots. Number 2, New York, especially Long Island. 20 inches plus possible. Number 3, Arkansas, catastrophic ice accumulation over 1 inch. Number 4, Tennessee, ice and snow combination will cripple infrastructure. Number 5, Oklahoma, over a foot of snow in some areas, very rare for the state. Airlines are already canceling flights. Thousands of flights canceled for this weekend. If you have travel plans, check your flight status now. Chances are high it will be canceled. Schools will be closed Monday in many areas. Some schools may stay closed Tuesday and Wednesday depending on power restoration. This is a multi-day shutdown for the education system. The economic impact of this storm will be in the billions of dollars. Lost productivity, damaged infrastructure, emergency response costs. This is one of the most expensive winter storms in recent history. I want you to think about this for a second. 150 million people affected. That is nearly half the population of the United States. One storm, one weekend. Let me give you one more critical piece of information. Severe weather is also possible. Yes, on the southern edge of this storm, warm air is going to fuel thunderstorms. Georgia and Florida face a risk of damaging winds and isolated tornadoes Saturday into Sunday. So even if you are not getting snow and ice, you are not safe from this storm system. Comment below right now. Tell me where you are watching from. Are you in the path of heavy snow, the ice zone, or are you one of the lucky ones missing this storm entirely? I want to hear from you. What are you seeing outside your window right this moment? By Monday morning, most of the snow will be out of the United States. But New England, you get a parting gift. Light snow Monday with possible freezing rain near Boston, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. Even Cape Cod could see ice accumulation Monday morning. So this storm truly does not end until Monday afternoon. Here is something that is going to shock you. Some computer models are showing even higher snow totals than I have mentioned. The European model has parts of Pennsylvania at 30 inches of snow. 30 inches. That is 2.5 feet. Now, I am not forecasting that high because I do not have confidence yet, but it is on the table. And if that model is right, we are looking at one of the top 5 snowstorms in the last 50 years for the Mid-Atlantic. The power outage forecast is terrifying. Over 2 million people could lose power from this storm. Some estimates go as high as 5 million. And with temperatures below freezing for days, this is not just an inconvenience. This is a life safety emergency. Hospitals are preparing for a surge in emergency room visits, slip and fall injuries, car accidents, carbon monoxide poisoning, heart attacks from shoveling snow. This happens every major winter storm. Please be careful. If you have heart problems, do not shovel heavy snow. Ask for help. It is not worth risking your life. Let me talk about the long-term impacts. This storm is hitting during a critical time for infrastructure. Many states are already dealing with aging power grids. Add in 1 inch of ice, and you have a recipe for disaster. Some rural areas could be without power for 10 days or more. That is not an exaggeration. After major ice storms, it can take weeks to restore power to remote areas. Water pipes are going to freeze and burst. If you live in an area getting hit hard, let your faucets drip. Moving water is harder to freeze. Insulate exposed pipes. If you lose power and your heat goes out, open cabinet doors under sinks to let warm air circulate around pipes. Livestock and pets need protection too. If you have animals, make sure they have shelter and access to unfrozen water. Livestock can die in extreme cold if not properly cared for. Bring pets inside. Even dogs with thick coats can suffer frostbite in negative 60-degree wind chills. Now here is the part where I tell you what comes after this storm, and you are not going to like it. The cold air sticks around all next week. High temperatures will struggle to get above freezing from the plains to the east coast. That means snow and ice on the ground will not melt quickly. Travel will remain difficult. Schools may stay closed. Life will not return to normal for days, maybe even a week or more in some areas. But there is a silver lining. This storm will break the drought in some areas. Snowpack in the mountains will improve. Water reservoirs will benefit from the eventual melt. So while the short-term impacts are devastating, there are some long-term positives. Not much comfort when you are sitting in a dark, cold house, I know, but it is something. Let me give you state-by-state ice forecasts now because this is critically important. Texas, 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice across the northern half of the state. Oklahoma, 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. Kansas, quarter to half inch in southern areas. Arkansas, 3/4 to 1 full inch, catastrophic. Missouri, quarter to half inch. Tennessee, half to 1 inch, extremely dangerous. Kentucky, quarter to half inch. Ohio, minimal ice, snow is your concern. Indiana, quarter inch in southern areas. Illinois, quarter inch in southern areas. Virginia, quarter to half inch. North Carolina, quarter to 3/4 of an inch. South Carolina, quarter inch. Georgia, quarter inch in northern areas. Alabama, light ice accumulation possible. Mississippi, light ice accumulation possible. Now, the final piece of information you need: emergency services are going to be overwhelmed. If you call 911, response times will be slow. First responders cannot get to you quickly on icy roads. That means you need to be prepared to handle emergencies on your own for potentially hours. Have a first aid kit. No CPR. Have fire extinguishers. Be ready. Stock up on medications if you can. Pharmacies may close. Deliveries may be delayed. If you take daily medications, make sure you have at least a week's supply. Grocery stores are going to be cleaned out. People are panic buying right now. Bread, milk, eggs, gone. Bottled water, gone. Batteries, gone. If you can get to a store today, do it now. Do not wait until tonight. By tonight, shelves will be empty. Gas stations may run out of fuel. If you need to drive, fill up today. Once the storm hits, fuel deliveries stop. Stations run dry. You do not want to be stranded with an empty tank. ATMs may run out of cash. Banks may close. Have cash on hand for emergencies. If power goes out, credit card machines do not work. You need physical cash. Here is the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Some people are going to die from this storm. Every major winter storm kills people. Car accidents, hypothermia, carbon monoxide poisoning, heart attacks. It is tragic, but it is reality. Do not become a statistic. Stay home if possible. If you must travel, drive slowly. Tell someone where you are going. Carry a winter survival kit in your car. Let me end with this. I'm going to have updates throughout the weekend. This forecast will change. Snow totals may go up or down. Ice accumulation may shift. I will keep you informed. But the core message remains the same. This is a dangerous, historic winter storm. Over 150 million people are in the path. Prepare now. Stay safe. And whatever you do, do not underestimate this storm. Comment below one more time. Tell me your location. Tell me what you are seeing. Are you ready for this storm? What are you most worried about? The snow, the ice, the cold, losing power? I want to hear from you. Let's help each other get through this together. This is not the end. This is not even close to the end. The second wave hits Saturday night. That is when the real chaos begins. Stay tuned for more updates. Stay safe out there. And remember, this storm does not care about your plans. It does not care if you have somewhere to be. Mother Nature is in charge this weekend. Respect the storm. Prepare. Survive.